3, 2, 1. Unpause. 13, 14, 15, 16. Orange Pest, do you read me? Do you copy?
Yes, sir. There are 20 seconds now, and it's ticking down, or up, I guess.
Okay, 25, 26,
Yep.
27.
It's
Oh, we're in
5 minutes.
perfect sync. And we're in a brand new patch. Just look at the improved graphics, the UI, the rendering, the occlusion, if anybody knows what that means. We're on a brand new map as well. It's Villa Fiore, and I'm with the best Common Heroes 3 player in the world. Orange Pest, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Tell us everything.
Well, the patch is interesting to me in a lot of ways, where there's way too many changes going on all at once, so it's like hard to make an accurate assessment of the patch. So far, I kind of want to say Vermight's slightly on the stronger end, but I'm not even convinced of that.
You know why I
Uh,
think that is, Orange Pest? Because the Rangers are an absolute noob trap. Like, I
yeah,
can't wait. I bet even team game players will recognize that surely by the end of the week. They're 45 manpower to reinforce. It's like colossal. It's the biggest noob
yeah,
trap I've ever seen.
it's bordering on impossible to. It's a 6-man squad, and they're like impossible to maintain reinforcement wise. And
They really are.
they don't like they're really good at killing stuff on retreat, and the grenades are really solid. And they have all these cool things, but like I, it's crazy. Like I've tried to get some success, but like there's one CP, but really you deploy them at like 8 minutes into the game after you light vehicles if you're doing it at all.
Shall we talk about the glory that is the new TAC map, Orange Pest?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It
There's still
slaps, doesn't
a
it?
couple of small kinks that needs to get ironed out though that I noticed when it comes
Yeah,
to
what's
pairing on the
happening with
map.
the unit icons? Do you friendly icons show above enemy icons now? Do
I
they?
haven't noticed that, but I have noticed when I'm trying to repair through the tactical map that it's like weird. Like there's some if you move, they like it's like they repair on the spot you were standing, kind of.
We're like Leonardo DiCaprio saying our latest 25-year-old girlfriend is not quite as attractive as the previous one. It's like, this is like first world problems. The new tap map absolutely slaps. I think you'd agree with that at
It's
least.
great. Like visually, it's fantastic, and the responsiveness. Like in terms of responsiveness, I feel like a lot of things are just smoother and faster, and just flows better.
Yeah. Talk to us about this build then. You're playing as Coastal, the new battle group for Wehrmacht.
Yeah, it's I applied the Austrian principles practically. It's you go two coastals initially because you get to flood the map before the rifles get to hit the field. You find a key location and you set up. In this situation, I went for the MG second because I knew he'd threaten my cutoff. And the captains instead to just be harassing and just capping the map and late game laying down a lot of mines for me.
I mean, I'll say this. Obviously, we wish there were more as we see a scout squad about to die. We wish there were more battle groups in this, but they're actually interesting. They are actually interesting battle groups, aren't they?
Yeah, the just the character of what you're getting in the battle group, like it has a core identity which is really strong. Because in Code 2, which is one of my biggest gripes, is like the community basically had to change every single doctrine, almost all of them, to some fundamental level to make them interesting. Because it's like you get a guard, maybe you get a recon strike,
Yeah.
maybe you get an extra vehicle and something. Okay, cool. And every doctrine is like that.
People need to get their head around that with the CoH3 battle groups. I think they're going to be premium. They're going to be expensive. We're going to want more of them, of course, but yeah, it's not great that we only got two, but the two we did get at least are pretty damn interesting. Now, of course, elpern, I assume, has gone for Advanced Infantry Battle Group, as we mentioned earlier. What do you think is potent within this battle group?
The infantry assault and the artillery observers are probably my highlights. The artillery observers, they give you one more model on your scout, which turns it into a really strong combat squad. And then you also get what's it called, the radio beacon, I think it's called.
Yeah, isn't that OP or bugged or something at the moment?
I wouldn't say it's OP yet. We'll have to see. You can create kind of interlocking networks of artillery that covers each other,
Yeah.
but it is slow, and it's 45 seconds to pop. And like if they find it's pretty much done for. Like
Oh.
it's good because it stops your like I think the main strength of it is if like if I go all in on his cutoff now, but now I already own his fuel, so it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
But if I was going all in on his cutoff, right, and he had a radio beacon in his base, he could stop me from like base spinning him with MGs, which is like
Oh,
a
interesting.
pretty big weakness for US, right, when it comes to dealing with MGs in general. It's always been that like base spin.
What are you thinking for AT at this point in the game? To when he gets multiple, are you just gonna go Panzer Busker, or what's your thoughts?
I know for a fact his income is just done for. So for me, it's like I've been sitting on all his fuel. He has nothing. I know for a fact the 2-1 will probably force grenades, or if not that, like at least give me a substantial resource lead. So for me,
Two-
it's like I'm
These
not
two
even
40
concerned about
manpower
it.
squads you've like flooded the battlefield with seems to have done their job. I mean, they're not the most powerful unless they're behind cover, but you've seemed to do pretty damn well with them, Orangepest. Is it just the capping you would put it down to?
It's a combination of just taking good engagements at the start there and just taking HP bleed off him and forcing him into these attritional battles. One thing I did notice out of the gate with Coastals is the fact that like they kind of excel at like dragging like rifles to the mud, so to speak, where you're both just going to low HP, and that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
in your advantage. Like you don't care if these guys are like 6-man, like 10 HP each. You just don't care.
And they've got that Pioneer sandbag build time as well, so they're always in favourable position. I think they're possibly overtuned. We'll have to wait and see if Relic agree.
The sandbag build time absolutely needs a nerf of some kind. That's just way too fast.
Right, here we go. We've got that magic casting officer on the field. Have you used much of this spellcaster quite yet?
He's pretty much every time I go this doctor, he's an auto include. It's just he constantly buffs all your units nearby if you're in the same sector. The fact that he has that artillery strike just means garrisons aren't as problematic. I haven't got to use his veteran ability that much, but I think in this game specifically, I did actually get to use basically every single ability, including the supervision ability, which lets me, I think it's force build vehicles faster or something.
Yeah, here he is, the little artillery officer. And I've got to say, it feels fresh, Orangepest. It actually feels like a brand new mechanic. Just the spellcast area of effect, denial, whatever you want to call it. I've not encountered anything quite like that. I've played 2 games against it tonight. And yeah, it was quite annoying to say the least, but in a good way. I was like, oh, this is an interesting new problem I have to deal with.
Yeah, it's you can't just barge in on him, and he has like the closest you'd get is like the captains of CoH3 and like what the commissar or the storm officer, but
I
that's
suppose
like
the commissar was the closest, wasn't he? Because he had the prop war and
yeah,
stuff
they
like
had
that.
a couple of like interesting abilities, but the thing is, it's all uni stuff, which means the ability part for the storm officer specifically was really interesting because it basically just was oh, I lose a squad now, oh god. But the storm officer was basically just a glorified combat unit. Because like you just didn't want to spend munitions on using abilities, and so the fact that the abilities are free actually lets you use them.
Yeah, so 240 manpower coastal reserve down, but you've had most of the map at this point, and Elpern's back is against the wall. Orangepest, who do you actually fear out there in the player pool right now?
Zulu, maybe Havoc, but I think Fear is kind of overstating it.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm worried like I'm gonna lose if I play a tournament against them or anything.
No, yeah, you've always said that if anybody it would be Zulu, but we've yet to see him in big 1v1 tournaments. Hopefully we do in the new year.
Yeah, that last time he played, he spilled water on his PC.
Yeah, that was really
tragic.
gutting. And I was slated to cast all of his games that day, and then he was like, hang on a second, guys, my PC is underwater.
Yeah, we're going to have a showdown in the semi-finals, which would have been probably going all the way to the final games sort of setup.
What do you think about the new graphics? Do you think they're like next level, out of this world, amazing, or just like a nice
I like
step
all the
up?
new details on the projectiles and stuff. That's what's like, because now there's like they're distinct, which means I can actually like differentiate what's happening. Like,
Have you
what is
noticed?
actually shooting at me and stuff.
Absolutely, that's the muzzle flash. That's brand new. I didn't see that anywhere in the patch notes, but yeah, muzzle flash is a brand new thing for Company Heroes 3. I don't think it was in CoH2, if I can remember correctly. So night maps in particular should be pretty cool when all
Yeah,
the
night maps were
guns are blazing.
really, really gorgeous. And also the fact that the performance wasn't affected as much really helps too. Like, the fact that the game still remains optimized, because I had that fear that it was just going to be unoptimized as hell.
Wonder if the Ketten's getting the XP. Yes, it is! It's getting the XP for the mines. It's laying Vet 3 Kettencrad already.
And this is just the 19 munitions mines coming into reserve.
Oh my
Like,
god.
It's yeah. 3 CPs. It's like first call. I'm like, alright, just mines everywhere.
At one point, I would have bet all my money that of the two battle groups, the coastal reserves would be the least overpowered, and you know, couldn't see it, but you just don't know until the top players get their hands on it what it's going to look like. And Orangepest, this, just to confirm, this was your first night playing it, was it?
This was my first day playing it. I had like one game against Momo, and then a couple. But no, actually, I had one game against Momo, and then I think this was my second or third game. And
Well, yeah.
I had a good feeling on how to play this immediately, because it's like, if you know how to play Ostrupen, it's the same principles. You hug cover, you play around your MGs, and you just just play cohesively, essentially.
There was a tiny bit of play testing before this stuff went public, and I just assumed that Relic were like, oh yeah, clearly the advanced infantry or whatever the hell it's called, yeah, advanced infantry is going to be the most powerful, because 6 slots on Rangers. We're going to have to like tune it before it even goes live. I kind of think maybe that has happened, because like coastal reserves have hit, and they yeah, it's going to be difficult to counter. I feel.
My first there's the defensive sector, which is one of the most busted abilities in the game right now. Just casually gives you 25% more HP because you take a flat damage reduction.
Oh, for the Fatherland, Co-1 style for the Fatherland, I see.
Yep.
Oh, that's nasty. Does it affect? Yes, it affects retreating squads as well. There you go. Those guys are getting out of there like Terminators.
I think the infantry doctrine in the long run probably won't be played as much as the other doctrines, because my initial instinct is like, I think like this doctrine, even though it theoretically should be suited to fight this, is not as suited as airborne would be, I think. Because paratroopers get satchels, you have the airborne, you have the bombing run, and you have the pathfinders, which are all bastard to field. Because I think the fear you would have is if you can, let's say it's like a battle group elimination, and you know for a fact, like, okay, my opponent has now fielded coastal reserves. You kind of want like pathfinders to just even it out, because they can field equally as quick.
Yeah, I see that. Pathfinders could make a resurgence for certain. That's the other thing, like, we don't know how the other battle groups are going to play out against this. I mean, we know how Brits play out. It's still Indian artillery battle group, by the way.
Yeah, you just go Gurkha and you just walk over all the coastals.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But,
I was really afraid, actually, for the Brits against this, but when I played it, I realized, like, as long as you survive the initial surge of aggression, you can kind of just weather it out.
I think Brits is the CoH3 player's faction of choice. It's just, you know, attritional, get your support weapons rolling, you'll get to that late game, and then you can be in your zone. It's just, yeah, it's the comfort blanket faction, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you think DAC are going to play up against advanced infantry? Do you think they'll have any problems?
I think advanced infantry will be useless against DAC.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't see, like, what this doctrine offers against DAC that would be effective. And maybe if it was like... yeah, I'm just looking at this, and it's like... infantry assault could be useful, maybe. And the artillery observer... artillery observers wouldn't do much. Like, what are you gonna use the howitzer for? Let's shoot vehicles?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem that, like...
It's so team game centric, some of this stuff on these two battle groups, isn't it?
Yeah, that absolutely. And Rangers kinda don't bring anything that you want against that. I mean, if you could choose like what came in, maybe, because then you could drop bazookas for your like Rangers and be like, alright, now we can roll. But
I do like the random nature of the drops, but for 100 munitions, it's like not at all good.
It's 3 mines, which is like...
Yeah, it's just not at all good, man. I mean, they need to
one thing
tune
you
that.
do get is if you upgrade bars, all your rangers get a bar, which is incredibly useful. So I think you kind of have to treat them like shock troopers, I think. But
Oh,
not even
that'd be
those.
Yeah, nice way of looking at it. I mean, I like the flamethrowers on the move. I've actually had rangers with the double flamethrower today, but Gastatori absolutely still destroyed them, so... I don't think Gastatori are making a comeback at the elite level, by the way. They are fun to use now they have the flamethrowers on the move. You've got to give it a try.
They are an absolute meme unit, but that's fine. They're doctrine is kegged by the L6s more than anything.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly, so Elpern's been pegged back. I purposely chose this replay just to basically talk to Orangepest, get something out on YouTube so we can start seeing all your comments. Is CoH3 saved? Oh, the Steam review's going to go from negative to positive.
For me, at least, I'm like, the game is substantially better.
We are absolute CoH3 stands, though, aren't we, Orangepest?
Yeah, for me, it's like, I'm just happy to get the game changes back. Just get more patches.
Yeah, we're like the prisoners that want to go to the canteen extra fast because we know there's an extra piece of bread on a Thursday. We just love it here. We're indoctrinated. So yeah, lots of events possibly coming in the pipeline. Loads of Virgin tourney organisers in more ways than one, trying to like set some tournaments up for Orangepest to win some money and hopefully to get some ad revenue on YouTube. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, I got invited to some tournament thing. I don't know if he didn't tell me not to tell anyone. So
yeah, I think that's coming in January. And then there's a few others. There's that Meta Plays out there, and it's looking interesting all of a sudden. And there's 2 or 3 organisers. Like, I'm sure of those 3, only one will be successful. But I mean, it's still. I like those odds.
And I'm happy. I like tournaments. So.
Do you know what I really like? Really terribly run tournaments where it's chaos.
Oh, like Von Ivan's tournament?
Yeah! What the name of that tournament was? The Tournament of Chaos. Yeah. The brackets didn't make sense. The players were unseeded. It was amazing.
Half the people just dropped out mid-tournament.
Yeah.
Me included, by the way.
How could you?
I was like, what the fuck is this, man? This is so like... the seeding didn't make any sense because he just wanted people to have grudge matches.
Well, that makes sense. I like it. We should have a grudge match tournament. Of AE versus Dirty Finisher first round. Orangepest versus pretty much any player in the world, on his bracket. You good?
Yeah, well, I guess Sula would be the only one you couldn't put against me. I met him in real life, so...
There you go. Didn't he give you vital practice so you could win the world champs this year?
Yeah, I tried doing a cheeky trick with the artillery officer here, but I don't think the artillery strikes are fast enough to catch people on retreat.
Well, there you go. We actually get to see the old Graffarinos now, which is lovely. Lovely stuff. And my wife is using the hairdryer in the other room. Well, thank you very much, Orangepest, for helping me get a YouTube video online. Everyone must check out I'll probably be able to upload this whilst he's still streaming, by the way. But go over to twitch.tv/Orangepest. Probably like the 7th or 8th best CoH3 streamer out there. So make sure you... Okay, that was a joke. But you're not laughing. I hope you're laughing somewhere. I just put your webcam on. Yeah, I could see you smile. Okay, it's all right. All right then, mate. I hope you have a good stream. See you later.
Have a good one, dude.
Bye-bye. And hope you guys have a good one as well. Yeah, I just wanted to get something on YouTube tonight. I will be looking for some really good replays to cast in the coming days. So, yeah, if any top players get one, please send it over to me on Discord. You got no excuse for not saving the replays. So, yeah. And I'm just waiting for exactly 20 minutes on the clock. I can see we're at 19:34 right now. And yeah, there's seems to be a very good patch. We had 4,300 players earlier. So that doubled the Steam count for the day. For the past 5 months. I think it's only hit like 2,000 and a bit, so that was good. All right, we've got 5 more seconds. Enjoy the patch, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments. Over and out.